If you are going to have a right set of beliefs and a right understanding of what the Bible teaches, Jesus will be at the center. And one of the things I've said before, if you want to test some teaching, if you're listening to one of your favorite preachers and you want to ask yourself the question, should I be listening to this man? Should I be listening to this woman? Ask yourself the question, who are they putting at the center of the story today? If you listen to them and you find that they are putting you at the center, know that they are feeding the wrong part of you. Know that they are feeding the wrong part of you. You see, Jesus, or rather John the Baptist, had this very clear. He said when his disciples came to him, the disciples of John the Baptist, and I don't know what they were trying to do. I think they were trying to stir something up, because they said to him, that Jesus who you promoted, that Jesus whom you promoted, he's making and baptizing more disciples than you. Now, if you have discernment, when someone comes to you and they say something like that, you know there's a reaction that they're looking for, you know? And so they said to Jesus, or rather they said to John the Baptist, he is making and baptizing more disciples than you. And they expected John the Baptist to go, right, okay, we need to go down the printers. We need to do some more flyers. We need to increase our Facebook ads budget, and most of all, we need to discredit this upstart who has begun to usurp my ministry. But he didn't say that. He said, "I must decrease that he may increase." And so, anytime someone is preaching and they are feeding you so that you might increase rather than decrease, know that they are feeding maybe your ego or your pride or your selfish ambition. Because the Holy Spirit, when he comes, Jesus said this, he said he comes to make me known. So what will happen when you're listening to a person who is preaching the gospel and truly the gospel? Jesus will always be promoted and we will always be in a place of decrease. Now that doesn't mean that he's going to sort of reduce us to a groveling mess on the floor of nothingness. We all matter to God. We matter. We are important to God. He loves us. But we will always be in that place where Jesus is shining, where we are basking in his brightness, where we are reflecting him. Because that's the reason why human beings are on this earth, is to reflect God, is to be images of God. And so that's what a preacher will do. So anytime all he's talking about is how you can advance yourself, know that he's feeding self. But Paul brought forth the cross. He said, I sought to know nothing whilst I was among you except for two things, Jesus Christ and him crucified. And so here he's saying in this passage today that Jews demand a sign, Greeks demand wisdom, but we preach Christ crucified, which is a stumbling block to them. You see, both of these things represent something that is worldly, the way the world thinks. You know, the world wants a kind of wisdom, doesn't it? And those of you who've come to the West, Jenny was sharing that she's been with us for just a short time. You will discover that, Westerners want this. They want you to explain. They want you to give the wisdom and understanding. They have no time for mysteries. There's no time for any of that. They just want wisdom. But now if you travel me to Kenya, where my last ministry was in Kenya, you'll find that they are demanding signs. What power do you have? I don't care what you are teaching. What power do you have? The trouble is sometimes if you have enough power, it doesn't matter what you're teaching. And so you find men with power teaching the wrong things, and everyone says, well, there you are. He's the man of God. Who am I to question because he has all of these miracles? But Paul says neither of those is the way to go. It's not that we shouldn't have miracles. I think we need more miracles. I think we need more healings. I think we need more words of knowledge. I think we need more people raised from the dead, especially on a Sunday morning when I see your eyes getting heavy. We need that Lazarus effect, don't we, on a Sunday morning? I think we need wisdom. We all need wisdom. The Bible does tell us, with all you're getting, to get wisdom, right? So we need wisdom. But what Paul is saying is that miracles don't validate, and that wisdom isn't the end of the game. It's Jesus at the center of it all, because he is the model and he is the reason for our existence, and we need to have a relationship